This is one of my very favorite recipes, and welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. I use this recipe all the time, and not just at Thanksgiving. And I think it's also healthy enough for breakfast, so I hope you love it as much as I do. I want to talk a little bit about the ingredients. We have a can of pumpkin, and you can use regular brand name pumpkin or generic. We have 2 eggs. We have dark brown sugar. This is 3/4 of a cup, and that's packed in there. Cloves, ginger, cinnamon, salt, tofu. We're going to make this dairy-free, so I call this pumpkin custard. Hold the dairy. It's custard because it's like the filling of a pumpkin pie with no crust, so it makes it way, way easier. And then to make it nice and fancy, we're going to have, when it's served, we're not going to do anything with this right now, but a drizzle of molasses and some nuts on top. So here we go. It is super simple. I just simply cut off the corners of the tofu. This is silken tofu. I love silken tofu for all kinds of blended things like this, and for smoothies it's wonderful. You can also, if you can't tolerate tofu and you can tolerate dairy, you can substitute a can of evaporated milk. Works really well too. But I really like it this way, and I usually make it this way, and I'm not lactose intolerant or dairy free. So, plop, there you go. Eggs in. 1, 2. Luckily, no shell went in there. Alright, in goes the pumpkin, and this one you'll need a scooper. It doesn't come out in a nice chunk like the tofu. And just a quick story, we went to the store to get pumpkin the other day. They had none. I've never seen that before, but they've now got it in again. Apparently this year's harvest is coming in. Alright, so we've cleaned out the pumpkin, put in the sugar, and some more sugar, and the spices. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's clean up a little bit there. And I want to save this. Alright, that easy. We're going to blend it up and pour it in little ramekins. Here we go. It's that easy. Now we're going to pour it into ramekins. This is a ramekin, and I use these things all the time, and it makes for a lovely little individual dessert. If you don't have these, I would suggest you get them. If you don't want to get them, you could put it into a pie pan also. It's not as pretty as a presentation, but it will work just the same. Okay, so I am going to pour this equally into these ramekins. And they're inside a 9x13 pan that's got some water in it, and that's called a water bath. When you're making custardy sorts of things like this, or cheesecake, very often the instructions say to cook it in a water bath, and that helps even out the heat, and you get a creamier result. If you don't have the ability to do this, I have done it without, and it works okay. Alright, this is going to be a nice, beautiful portion. And then it's going to go into the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. And then you let it cool a little bit on the countertop and put it in the refrigerator. And you can do this a day or two ahead, which is what you want at Thanksgiving. As much that can be done ahead, the better. And then just garnish it before you serve it. Now, if I'm eating this, intending to eat this for breakfast, I have two. One is not enough. Alright, so there we go. I hate to leave any. Now, they're kind of lumpy. You can try very gently, if that lumpiness disturbs you, to shake them out. Mostly, it doesn't really bother me. I do notice that this one's a little smaller. I'm going to put it in the middle. Like that. Alright, and I've got a little bit on the sides. Clean it up. And it's ready for the oven. So I'll move that over there. I'm going to take it to the oven and we'll come back in a half an hour. So we'll see you soon. Okay, that was a half an hour. And we have a few little cracks, and it's just perfect. This is the way it is. It is too hot to touch it. We are going to let it cool for a little while, say half an hour, at least 15 minutes before you could take these out, but there's no problem with letting it sit for a half an hour either. And then when it's completely cool, we'll put it in, I'll just take these out, pour out the water, put them back in, cover it with plastic wrap, and then it goes into the refrigerator until tomorrow, until we garnish it and serve it. Okay, we're back. I have taken out the pumpkin custard out of the refrigerator. You can see how I stored it in there, right in this pan, because it's easy to get in and out of the refrigerator, with a little plastic wrap over the top. And I'm just going to take that off, get rid of that. And in order to dress this up a little bit, simply all you do is take a little molasses and drizzle it just so quickly like that. And then we're going to put a few nuts on, and then it's beautiful and ready to serve. Okay. And then the nuts, like so. There you go. Just for you. Thanks.